Hi, I'm Samantha, and I'm going to be presenting why I believe euthanasia should be legal throughout the United States. So, the words, "I'm ready to die, I lived a good life, but I'm ready," are the last few words I remember my great grandma saying before she passed away. Now, she was 92 when she passed away, and she lived a good life. She had friends and family that loved her. But she unfortunately was diagnosed with dementia, and she started to forget things. Eventually, she forgot who I was, and she forgot how to take care of herself. In her final few months, she reverted to a baby-like stage where she needed around-the-clock care. She needed the same level of care as a baby, and she just ate and slept. That's all her life really consisted of. But in the months prior to that, she would say, "I'm ready to die. I lived a good life, but it's my time. I'm just waiting at this point." And those conversations hurt us as a family, but we knew she was suffering. We knew she had no quality of life, and we knew she was just sitting there waiting. And that is the reason why I'm so passionate about this conversation and this topic, and I hope I can persuade you guys, or at least shed some light on why euthanasia is a good thing and why it should be legal throughout the United States. That being said, in this presentation, I'm going to explain what euthanasia is, why it is a good thing, and why opposers do not agree with euthanasia. I'm going to be moving on to what euthanasia even is. According to the article Legal Euthanasia in Belgium, the euthanasia is defined as the intentional life ending by a physician at the explicit request of a patient on condition that all due care requirements prescribed by the law are fulfilled. So this basically just states that as long as a terminally ill patient goes to the physician and requests that they be euthanized and they meet the requirements that are made by the government, they are allowed to be euthanized. So that's just a basic understanding, basic definition of euthanasia, and now we're going to move on to why it is good. So many people argue that euthanasia is going to cause anyone to be euthanized, but that's not the case. According to the article Dementia and Assisted Suicide and Euthanasia, the Dutch Euthanasia Act requires physicians to be convinced that 1, it is a voluntary and well-considered request, 2, the patient is suffering without any chance of improvement, 3, the patient is well informed, 4, there are no reasonable alternatives, 5, an independent physician has been consulted, and 6, euthanasia has been performed with due medical care. Now, the Dutch created these laws and rules and regulations to make sure that not just anyone is being euthanized, that there's nothing else that can be done for these patients. If the US were to implement a sort of rules list like this would stop everyone from being euthanized and only those who are terminally ill to be euthanized. Moving on to my second point, many people who are euthanized have no quality of life. They are suffering. According to the article A Life Not Worth Having, there is a difference between having life and being alive. Having life refers to being able to make plans, the memories, the dreams, instances like that are more personal. Being alive is biologically you are alive, but not more than a cadaver or a fish. You're just there. And that's not any way anyone would want to live. Those who are euthanized have no quality of life often and are just sitting ready, waiting to die. It sounds morbid, but they're just sitting there waiting. At least with euthanasia, they are no longer suffering. Moving on to my third point, everyone has a choice. This is not something that everyone has to make. Everyone claims that euthanasia is going to be pushed on the patients. It's going to make death numbers rocket. But that's simply not the case. You have a choice if you want to be euthanized. If you want to just wait it out and die naturally, you can, but you don't have to. In fact, in 2017, only 4.4% of deaths were by euthanasia, and that was according to the article Grief After Euthanasia and Physician-Assisted Suicide. and that was in the Netherlands. So that just shows that you're more likely to die from a car crash, being murdered, suicide. Those percentages are way higher because it just happens. Only so many people are making a decision to die, and it's just because they have no quality of life. And it sounds morbid, but they're literally just sitting waiting to die. They're like counting the days, and they just have, it's not a good situation. But at the end of the day, they're going to die anyway, and they know that, so might as well let them go peacefully, painlessly. They don't have to suffer anymore. It's better for them. So those are the points on why I think euthanasia is a good thing, and here is a reason why people oppose euthanasia. So many people who are opposers of euthanasia believe that by being euthanized, that allows the patient to be good, but the family is going to suffer from grief, and they're going to be very upset, and it's going to cause them much pain. But according to the article Euthanasia and Suicide, most loved ones believe euthanasia respects the wishes of the person who had requested it, allowing them to put an end to their suffering, and the procedure was conducted peacefully. So at the end of the day, many people know that their family member requested it, that they wanted it, and that there's nothing else that can be done. I mean, they wanted it, and they know that they're no longer suffering, and they know they went peacefully. In conclusion, it will be a controversial topic, everything like this is, but I hope that I can show you that the pros outweigh the cons and that it is better for everyone. Thank you.